Okay, so welcome to tonight's Power of Peptides call. I hope that whoever invited you, I hope you know that they care deeply about you, your health, and your goals. Because it's not easy for us, most of us, to send that message and
Tonight's just two.
ask for what? Um, if you could just mute yourself when you come in, that'd be great. And then I'll call on the people that are speaking. I had muted people, but I guess as they're coming in, it's not muting. Um, all right, I'll just put no. Okay. So, anyways, peptides. If you are new to that term, and you may have heard of a GLP-1 like semaglutide, tirzepatide, there's many more peptides than that. Those are just ones that help people with weight loss, with insulin balance, so you don't have cravings. You don't crave alcohol, you don't crave food, but if you take the exact right dose for you and you figure that out with the doctor, then you can still eat. And if you maintain your protein and water and electrolytes, you can have a great experience. I always say just make sure that you're getting them from a place like us. We're not research grade peptides. We're not selling something that came over from wherever that contains whatever. We have certifications. They're triple purified peptides, all those things. So I'm going to let the people talk tonight. One's going to talk about the microdosing of the GLP-1. If she does hop on, I haven't seen her yet. And then we've got one that's going to talk about autoimmune and the peptides she's used for that. And then we have another one who is going to talk about her journey with perimenopause and menopause. So, um, peptides are just small chains of amino acids. They send messages throughout your body telling your body what to do. You drop the amount of them that you release into your body like at 30, right? So we're just introducing something your body already knows what to do with. And it'll, your hair. People that have followed any of my story have seen my hair grow. Like Rapunzel. So, and your skin and your gut health, putting on lean mass, all the things. So, without further ado, I'm going to have Allison come on. Allison, I am going to try and find you on here. Allison, I just, I clicked ask to unmute for you.
Here I am. Yeah, I couldn't unmute. Hi.
Hi. Allison, welcome, welcome. Y'all, she's got an amazing journey. Even if you're just curious with perimenopause type stuff, get in her stories, watch them and learn. She's very sciencey. It's amazing. So go ahead and share away, girl.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, guys. Yeah, my name's Allison, and perimenopause is kind of this hot topic, I think, these days. And I'd like to share a little bit about what perimenopause is and what it isn't, because it's likely you've heard of menopause, but maybe not perimenopause. And it's kind of the calm. It's not even the calm, it's the chaos in the storm. And for me personally, 2022, I went from really high functioning, really public facing career, and my body just shut down, and I didn't really know what was happening. I went into severe depression and anxiety. I gained about 35 pounds in about 3 months. And what's super special about perimenopause and about women's health in general is that women until 1993 weren't included in clinical trials or in clinical research. Menopause health and perimenopause health has been, to say grossly understudied and grossly underfunded, I think is just even a travesty. Something like 2% of research dollars go to menopause or perimenopause, but yet 100% of women go through it, right? And it can be a really dark, terrible time. And the only reason why I'm sharing that is that there's a light in this for me with peptide therapy. And so if you're in the throes of perimenopause and that's why you're here, I just want you to know that there can be light for you too. Um, my story, like I said, started in 2022. I went to my primary care. There weren't a lot of answers. It took until December 2022 for another appointment. I gained 30 pounds in 4 months. And I'm looking at my timeline. In June of 2023, I was told no for hormone replacement therapy because it wasn't safe. In August of 2023, my doctor prescribed antidepressants and more lab work. And about that time, I got really, really mad and really, really sad. Um, and then December of 2024, I finally found care and was and got on hormone replacement therapy and started feeling better, somewhat better, where like I was able to sleep at night. And then in October of 2024, I started talking to Sherry. And Sherry and I have been friends online for a number of years. And I'm like, what's up with these GLP-1s? Like, is it really real? What actually could happen for me? We talked for several months, and it wasn't until March of 2025 that I added in what I call a low dose GLP-1, not a micro dose, but a lower dose. I started low and then I went up on a weight loss dose, but stayed at about 5 milligrams. And it wasn't until then, in that whole timeline, that my brain fog started to decrease. My weight finally went away. I was not medically obese, but I was metabolically obese. And what that means is that I had had several DEXA scans during this time period because, as shared, I am a big fat nerd. And I had increased my visceral fat by almost 40% in this timeline, in this zone of chaos where my primary care was like, you're fine, everything's fine. But internally, when a woman is gaining that much visceral fat, it's not fine. But I'm happy to say that as of today, what is it, November 16th, I've completely reversed all of my visceral fat. So I'm back in the healthy range. I've dropped almost 30% of that. I've dropped 33 pounds. And I added in, like I said, I added in the GLP-1 March of 2025. And then in September of this year, um, I added in tesamorelin and ipamorelin. So not only have I reversed my brain fog, anxiety, depression, all of the things partnered with HRT and GLP-1, I added in tesamorelin and ipamorelin in September, and I've gained 5 pounds of muscle. Hello. I mean, like women in perimenopause and menopause, like this is a really, really big deal to be able to lose weight, but also preserve muscle. And this is a thought and my belief from the research that I've done that that's all been because of peptide therapy, and being able to work with our provider and our systems. Yeah. Thanks.
That's a great story. I'm so glad that you touched on the tesamorelin, ipamorelin. We get so many questions about that one, and people are like, "Well, I'm hungry," and I'm like, "It subsides," and then that hunger that you're getting, it's like fuel it with protein. Summer Blazer, I know that I saw her in person in Florida, and I can tell she's on all the Morellins. She looks amazing too. Um, okay, so. Erica is going to talk next. I'm not sure if Chanel's going to hop on, but it looks like we've only got about 13 more minutes in this call. So I know there's an announcement coming from Kelly. Um, so Erica, if you could maybe give it 7, 8 minutes, I will unmute you now. And Summer, you're welcome, girl. I follow you just because I've like got a girl crush at this point. Um, let's see. Erica. All right. I asked you to unmute yourself, Erica. So feel free to do that and share your story. So many women need to hear your story with this.
Okay, gonna try to, yeah, condense it. But so I was diagnosed with lupus in 2012, and on top of that, I was diagnosed with Addison disease fibromyalgia, and chronic Lyme. So, needless to say, it's been really tough since 2012. And I've been searching. I've done so many different things from, Western medicine, functional medicine, mindset, everything. Um, and when I started peptides, so basically what I suffered from daily was chronic pain. And it wasn't just in one area, it was my entire body, every single day. Chronic migraines. I would have skin rashes. It was terrible. And I lived like that daily. When I started peptides, first one I started was GLP-1, GIP. And at that point in time, I had gained 75 pounds. It was like, I guess about a year, maybe 8 months. Like I just like packed on the weight. And I was seeing a dietitian. I was eating right. We were matching my calories to my exercise regimen. I wasn't budging. I would gain like 1 or 2 pounds, but then that was it. So after that, I saw Sherry, and I've known her for a while from social media and have been following her journey. And I saw how great she was doing, so I reached out to her, and that's when I started. And I would say after probably my second shot, I had relief with my pain. After I got to speed this up though. Then fast forward like 3 months, I've lost like 25 pounds, where it wouldn't budge before. And fast forward a couple more months, I started GHKCU because I've read a lot about it actually with people who have autoimmune conditions that use it. So, with that being said, everything was better, like my chronic pain, my migraines, everything. But I still had my sciatica, and I would have to go to the doctor once, twice a month, get Toradol shots, yada, yada, yada. So I noticed after my third shot with GHKCU, my sciatica did not hurt anymore. It still has not. And that's been 4 months ago. So that was huge for me. Um, so those are the two peptides that I use. I went, had a visit with my rheumatologist last month, and she looked at me and she said, "What are you doing?" She got my lab work. I said, "Well, peptides." And she said, "I wholeheartedly believe in those. Those are 100% healing you from the inside out." She said, "I have so many, patients that are, arthritis and get infusions, and it's really been beneficial for them." But with that being said, on my end, I was told I could never be off prednisone. I've been on it since 2012. Well, I'm weaning off of prednisone, and I'm in remission for the first time ever.
It's
So
amazing.
that's
That's just
all just from
amazing.
peptides. Is that so? Yeah. So I'm screaming it from the rooftops for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody, well, you not everybody, but you see a lot of the questions in our group, the longevity group, where people are asking about this, and I'm always like, I've got a girl. She can really, really, help. Um,
Yeah.
I don't see our third person on, Chanel. And I know that Summer has an amazing testimony too. So, Summer, I don't know if you're camera ready, but if you are, would you want to hop on? Because I can unmute you. She's quiet. She's like, shh, I didn't
Hi,
hear
my
that.
friend.
Hi.
Hi. I can't hop on camera. I'm in the middle of changing, but
That's
I'm happy
okay.
to share my story
Look
real
at her.
quick.
Look at her. Look at her. Come
Thank you.
on.
Listen, peptides saved my world, I will tell you. I was in the throes going from perimenopause to menopause, and it was during COVID. And I gained about 30 pounds, and there was no energy to be had. I was short with my husband. Like, I feel like I was feeling all of the feels and I was not feeling like myself. And I was trying all of the supplements. I was working out. I was nourishing my body appropriately, and it was just not responding the way that it used to. When I finally decided, all right, I'm going to try this peptide thing that I keep hearing about, I tried the GLP-1 GIP, and that was about 2 years ago at this point. And in 5 to 6 months, I lost 32 pounds. So I did it kind of a low and slow approach because I did not want the weight to come back. And my energy has since come back. I feel like myself again. And I know that I know what it's like to be in the struggle and feel like, is there any hope? And I tell you what, these peptides have been an incredible addition to my lifestyle that has allowed me to feel like I'm a new woman. And I've since added, after the weight loss, I added tesamorelin, ipamorelin to assist my weight training, strength training, so that I can continue keeping the lean muscle that I already have and building some more. And I also use BPC 157, TB 500 for tissue repair and just to really keep me on my game. I'm 53, almost 54, and I'm like, let's go. These peptides I
Sure.
feel like are truly life changing.
They really are. And I mean, I was going to ask you what you did to keep your skin like it's such a good skin tone. Like I know you work out. I know the BPC helps release like growth hormone receptors, and the tesamorelin helps release the growth hormone. Um, what am I saying? The growth hormone. So you've got one that's doing receptors and one that's just releasing growth hormones. So together it's like a Pac-Man scenario. But
Yes.
what else is that what you think it contributes to the fact that you're not all soft and dimply because you're not. You're
Yeah, well,
amazing.
thank you. You know, I feel like it's that, and it's also that I do use the prescription skincare that LEMD has. And
Uh,
in addition to those internal peptides, I'm using the skincare on my face as well.
yeah, okay. I mean, you look amazing. Your
Thank
age is,
you.
we just think you're all lying about your age. Um, so
It's all the peptides, I tell you.
I know, right? So Kelly said that she was going to announce. Um, did you hear about the announcement I needed to make at the end? And I'm just going to ask her real quick. Are you in for POP or announcement? Um, it's so funny because I'm not at my house. Like I've got a few more days before I move into my new house, and so everything, I'm all discombobulated. Like, where do I start? Where do I do this? I couldn't do it on my computer. I was like, well, we're gonna get it done. We're doing it. We're doing the thing. If you have heard anything during this call that makes you interested, intrigued, you want to learn more, if you've got terrible inflammation, there's something for that. If you've got gut stuff, leaky gut, all the things. There's something for that. You want to put on lean mass, we got you. Um, my vision has improved. And the only thing that I can contribute that to is the GHK that I started taking for my hair and my I mean, my hair and my skin. And I just went to the doctor and he said, you need a whole new prescription. So it's either that or the GLP-1. But I haven't seen where Kelly said she was going to make, let's see, logging in now. I can do it for the huddle. Oh, okay. All right. So she's just going to do it on our huddle call. But is there anybody that has any questions as far as what people have talked about on here? Because, oh, Summer, you don't even need GHKC. You already wear your hair short. So, and your skin looks incredible. So I'd have to wonder what your goal would be for that. Those are the only two things that I know it does. It definitely has, it makes you release growth hormone that specifically targets like hair follicles and skin, and it makes you produce more collagen. I don't know if you know this, but collagen's a peptide. It's just too big to inject, so we drink it, we eat it, however the things. Um, but this in particular one, not only does it help with the growth hormone release, it helps with your body's production of natural collagen, and it's a game changer. People immediately say, and if you pair it with BPC, it's called the Glow Stack in the medical industry, like not just within us, and you'll notice it right away. There's also peptides for sexual health for men and for women. There's one in particular that gives you a tan, like you glowish, and that lasts for days, from what I've heard. I did, someone asked me if I did Botox. Yeah. Um, yes, yes. So I will tell you that I think that Summer, she works out hard, but she also has done the tesamorelin and ipamorelin, and I'm sure that's helped her put on lean body mass. Um, and Cimarelin, yes, I took that when I initially started because I was afraid, because it also helps release growth hormone. And it helped me, my skin not look as like flabby or stretchy or whatever skin was looking like before I knew any better and didn't drink or eat the amounts of protein. Um, and Johnny May has. So, yay. Okay, so we are now at the end of this call because, well, we've got 2 minutes, but we're going to have our team huddle starting in, yeah, about a minute and a half. So if you have any questions, contact the person that invited you to this call. And everybody here, there's no like high pressure sales. We're here to just, act as a telehealth concierge and get you to the doctor and tell you what to expect. It's everybody here is really, really good at what they do. And I think that you'll get even more information with the one-on-one with somebody. So message them and let them know you were on the call, that you loved it, that you want to hear more, all the things. Okay? So if y'all want to hop off, I think I'm just going to stay on for the next call. If you're going to be on the team huddle call, feel free to stay on. Um, I don't know if I should stop recording now and then start over again. Summer, what say you? Yes. Okay.
Yes, please go ahead and stop the recording and then we'll start a new one.
Okay.
Thanks, Sherry.
Thank you. Thank y'all all.